Good evening, I'm Jeff Vaughn.
And I'm Lena Wynn. History is being made in campaign 2016 tonight.
Yeah, Democratic national frontrunner Hillary Clinton now has the delegates that she needs to capture her party's presidential nomination, the first woman ever to do so for a major U.S. party. This historic development comes as California's voters head to the polls tomorrow.
Let's go to KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan now with a look at the final push for the votes. Dave.
Okay, so two things. First of all, the news services, CBS News, the Associated Press, CNN, all reporting their tally says that Hillary Clinton has enough delegates to get the nomination. Many of those delegates are superdelegates. They're not legally committed to voting for her, but they have publicly stated that they would. They could change. Sanders says he'll try to change their minds, but that's what it would take, and it would take hundreds of them to change to turn around the result. On the eve of the California primary and the last Super Tuesday, Hillary Clinton is ready to stride into history when she becomes the first woman to ever top the ticket of a major American political party as its presidential candidate. And she referred to that at a rally this evening in Long Beach.
I got to tell you, according to the news, we are on the brink of a historic, unprecedented moment.
Hillary Clinton supporters all knew exactly what she meant and cheered with joy when they got the word. CBS News now estimates that Clinton has the delegate support she needs to secure the Democratic presidential nomination at the convention in July. The Associated Press says she reached the 2,383 delegates needed to become the party's presumptive nominee, with a decisive victory in Puerto Rico over the weekend and a burst of last-minute support from party officials and elected officials known as superdelegates. And Clinton warned her supporters not to slack off on primary day.
But we still have work to do, don't we? We have 6 elections tomorrow, and we're going to fight hard for every single vote, especially right here in California.
But the Sanders campaign charged the media with a rush to judgment to declare Clinton the presumptive nominee, saying Secretary Clinton does not have and will not have the requisite number of pledged delegates to secure the nomination. She will be dependent on superdelegates who do not vote until July 25th and can change their minds between now and then. Clearly, Clinton still has a big job ahead unifying her deeply divided party.
I'm going to do everything I can to unify the Democratic Party, and I certainly am going to be reaching out to Senator Sanders and hope he will join me in that, because we've got to be unified going into the convention and coming out of the convention to take on Donald Trump.
But Sanders, whom the polls indicate could still win California, isn't buying it, vowing to take his fight to the Democratic convention in July.
If there are superdelegates out there who say, you know what, looking at the objective evidence of polling, looking at the objective evidence of who has the strongest grassroots campaign and can bring out the larger voter turnout, if some of those superdelegates begin to think it is Bernie Sanders, I think that that is not an insignificant fact.
Sanders would have to flip hundreds of superdelegates to turn the race around. She has a lead now of more than 800 delegates and has won 3 million more votes than he has.
Our democracy is not for sale.
Nonetheless, some Sanders supporters are drawing a line in the sand against supporting Clinton.
Hillary Clinton receives a lot of funding from big oil companies, and she hasn't taken a strong position on fracking. And this is why I'm supporting Bernie Sanders and Jill Stein with the Green Party. If Bernie Sanders decides to drop out, Jill Stein is my pick.
Asked about the fact that some Democrats fear Sanders could rain on Clinton's parade and divide the party, he was not amused.
Is that a serious question? Let's assess where we are after tomorrow before we make statements based on speculation.
And Clinton seemed to agree about her historic moment.
I am obviously really excited about that, but I'm not letting myself focus on it yet, because I want people to come out and vote tomorrow, particularly here in California.
It was a long time coming for Clinton. 8 years ago to the day, she was conceding the nomination to Barack Obama after another hard-fought battle. Now she's on the other side of the equation, hoping Bernie Sanders will follow her example.
So, Dave, what happens tomorrow If Bernie Sanders wins tomorrow,
Yeah.
now that it seems that Hillary has gotten enough support for the nomination.
Yeah, that could really muddle things. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Let's face it. It certainly would be a blow to Clinton for Sanders to win California, which is the biggest, most important state in the country, Democratic certainly. And most importantly, it could give Sanders the evidence he needs to carry his nomination battle to the convention, and something the Clintons are probably having nightmares about. But since California awards delegates mostly on a proportional basis, according to congressional district, if Sanders won the state in a squeaker, it probably wouldn't make much difference in terms of delegates won tomorrow. And Clinton would still have a huge lead, but it certainly would make her job of unifying the party a lot more difficult, Jeff.